Check 1 2 1 2. So he woke me up at 6:10 a.m. and or 6:10 p.m. I'm like, oh crap! It's probably like 4 o'clock because normally that's when he wakes me up. And then I
Yeah.
checked the time and it was 6:10 and I felt like shit. He's like, no, you're just sleeping too long. So I was like, I gotta get to the studio. So that's what happened there on my front. I just slept
How do,
too long.
how does he wake you up, by the way? What does he do?
Um, he was trying to get in the room, and I thought it was my dog J Roll because my dog is really annoying. Where if he wants to get in the closed room, and the issue is when I'm taking a nap, Jack makes so much noise downstairs that I have to close the door. But then every once in a while, J Roll wants to get away from Jack, so he'll come upstairs and you'll just hear like on the bedroom door, and it's one of those stupid human, kind of like when your dog's whining to go outside. You're like, maybe if I don't do anything, he'll just stop.
Yeah.
But it never stops.
Nah, he's a lab, right?
Yeah. So I
Yeah,
thought
labs. Yeah.
I thought that it was J Roll, and I opened the door, and it was actually Jack. And Shannon's pretty good. She's like, "But Daddy's trying to sleep." And I was like, "Nah, he can come in." And normally, what he likes to do is he likes to hop up on the bed if he can get up there, and then he rips the pillow off of my head because I sleep with a pillow on my head. He rips the pillow off my head and is like, "Hi." And then he will immediately hop on my back and he wants me to like be a he wants to be a bull rider and I'll be the bull. So I have to
Oh
like
no.
uh kind of like plank up back and forth. Well,
Yeah.
thrust up is the best way to put it, but I have to like thrust up back and forth and then until he flies off and he loves that. And that we'll
Yeah.
keep doing that until he falls off the bed and I get yelled at.
Well, that's a nice way to get woken up at least by your son.
Yeah, it's not the worst way to get woken up. But still, it was like, oh crap! It's like at this point, it's like 6:15, and I had plans to go to Qdoba and grab dinner beforehand, which I ended up doing. But got
Yeah,
some
we're still good.
got some
Uh,
queso here.
all right, ready to start?
Scene Invaders! Dan and
Pat,
just wanna
chat.
Dan and
Pat,
just wanna
chat.
and watch movies.
All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 169. Cool episode of Scene Invaders with Dan and Pat. Please remember
Was
to
that a
follow
sex joke?
our.
Was that a sex joke, real quick?
It
Was
kind
like
of.
a cool
I tried.
episode.
I tried.
Yeah, you failed. It's fine. Because I don't know if
Uh,
you know, there's a sexual position called
Yeah.
69.
Yeah. So that was my joke.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
man.
Yeah, no, don't do that again. There go our sponsors. There they
When it
go.
was episode 44, I said episode Obama,
Yeah.
and Bill just gave me the worst look ever. He was like, "Stop that!" I'm like,
I mean,
"All
I
right."
knew what you meant, but yeah, it was bad.
Yeah, I know. I know. I'm dad joke central. All right. Yeah, follow our social medias like always, so I don't have to keep saying this. Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. The Twitter one has gone off lately, so if that's you guys, thank you. And remember, I will respond to anything you guys want to talk about on Twitter. That's the easiest way to get a hold of me. If not, sceneinvaders@gmail.com. We have an email tonight from Mike from Alabama again. He's checking him back in. So, yeah, get your emails in. We want to see where you guys are from. And it'd be cool if you send emails again. Tell us how you heard about us. Was it like a friend or you just stumbled upon us? I'm pretty sure Brad Brad from Canada was from Twitter, and Dave Hendricks was from Pat. So there
I thought,
are two.
I thought, I thought, Brad from Canada he was looking for stuff on Ready Player One.
That was a guy from England.
Oh, that was Kieran. Was it Kieran?
No, that Kieran is in Ireland. The guy from England, his name is escaping me right now, and I apologize. And if you still listen, write in again. It was like some really unique British name. I had never heard it before. But
William.
yeah,
It was William.
he was looking for a Ready Player One review that was shitting on the movie because everybody kind of liked it, because he was such a big fan of the book, he saw it like I saw it. So that's why he joined on. Man, what was his name? That's gonna bother me. I'll have to look that up later. But it's on the website, and the website is gone because I just stopped paying for it because it was pointless. Because since we signed with Anchor, I couldn't put the episode links into the email anymore or into the website anymore. So it's pointless. There was no point to have it around anymore. So I'm looking for alternatives for a new website. I still have cinevaders.com. If that's a problem, I'll just make it cinevaders.podcast.com, whatever. But yeah, no website right now. Because we're not writing blogs as much either. But this is all stuff we want to get back into, and we have a top 5 later. We haven't done one of those in a hot minute. Do you still have that drop for that, Pat?
Absolutely, I do. I hope
course
I hope
you
the 16-second audio is it.
Yeah, master producer here. I would never doubted you. And lastly, as always, Pat's YouTube channel, the recaps on YouTube. One of my recaps is almost at 1,000 views. I'm kind of psyched about that. It's really cool. And my next recap for him is looking like it's going to be Cobra Kai, unless he wants me to do something sooner or
No,
something
do Cobra
different.
Kai.
Okay,
Do that.
it'll be Cobra Kai, and I'll probably do seasons 1 and season 2 because that is what's on YouTube at the time. Yeah. So outside of that, want me to go first?
Yeah, you go first because if you can't tell, I'm eating.
Okay. The Devil All the Time. Did you see this yet? Oh, all right. So I had a couple people asking me on Friday, did you watch it yet? Did you watch it yet, guys? Of course I watched it. Tom Holland. It's on Netflix.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
it's really good.
I
Dude.
think I even
fucking
okay.
loved it.
All right, keep going.
A buddy of mine, Ian. You met Ian, the guy who gave you the free food at the
Unlimited butter.
Unlimited butter. Yes, that's his gamer tag. So he actually asked me today, or no, yesterday, if he should watch it, and I said yes. He loved it. His fiance didn't like it so much, but for the most part, I've heard nothing but good reviews. And Robert Pattinson again plays another role where he doesn't have the most screen time, but this dude can act, and it's getting me even more and more excited for the Batman trilogy that he's in. Now, I know Pat wasn't that big of a fan of The Lighthouse, but I think you could say at least Robert Pattinson in The Lighthouse did a good job. Could you say that?
I've been saying for a while that guy can act.
Yeah.
It's just the movies that he picks sometimes aren't great.
Yeah. But if you guys are in a fix for him, he's got 2 movies on Netflix right now that you can watch. One being Good Time, which I love that movie, and that's directed by the Safdie brothers, who made Uncut Gems with Adam Sandler. So they do things a little differently when they make movies. You'd have to see their movies to know what I'm talking about, but highly suggest that. But The Devil All the Time, this is an ensemble cast. I mean, you have Pattinson, Tom Holland is a star, he's the lead. You have Harry Melling, whom he's one of those guys that you don't know his name, but I know you've seen something that he was in before. He was in the Harry Potter movies back in the day as well, just like Pattinson. And I always wonder if like characters are friends in real life and they're like, yeah, I'll do the movie, but throw a bone to my boy. Like, cause you kind of see that stuff happen sometimes where when one actor's in it, another actor will be in it and they have a connection in the past. And then of course, Bill Skarsgård, he plays Tom Holland's father in the movie. So you'll see it kind of messes with time. Sebastian Stan, Winter Soldier, and
I've heard of
Jason
him.
Clarke. Jason Clarke does a really good job in everything I see him in. The first time I saw him was Lawless, but outside of the remake of Pet Sematary, I've liked him in every single role I've seen him in. He plays just he's a great character actor. That's what he is, because he gets into these characters and they just take him over. And why I didn't like him in Pet Sematary was kind of because they went against this and they just gave him this bland character of a remake that wasn't needed, and it just kind of wasn't all there. But anyway, the whole cast in this movie does a great job. It's got different kinds of genres mixed in. But I guess if I had to call it one, I'd call it like a thriller that involves religion. I don't know if that makes any sense, but you just have to see what I'm talking about. Like, So there's a religious fanatic who might not be that good of a guy, and there's a quote unquote sinner who actually might be the good guy. Uh, it's all based on how you're perceived and what you actually do with your life.
All right, compare it to
Eh,
Joe Dirt.
to Joe Dirt,
Yeah, compare it to Joe Dirt.
it's nothing like Joe Dirt. If you're looking for a Joe Dirt type movie, just watch The Devil All the Time. Is that
Okay.
good enough?
Yeah. All right.
But I'll tell you what, man. Tom Holland, he said this in the interviews that signing on for this role was such a huge move for his career because a lot of people see him as Spider-Man. You know, where he talks like this and Mr. Stark, oh, Mr. Stark, I'm a kid. Like he didn't want to be typecast, right? Even though he has multiple Spider-Man movies still yet to come, he wanted to show a little range. And the character he plays has anger issues. He has serious problems with anyone talking to his sister, and he's just totally different. The Tom Holland is different here, but that shows me he can do something else. And I don't know if I told you this before, but he's going to be starring in a Russo brothers movie. The guys who did the last two Avengers movies. And he's going to be a war vet who comes home, gets addicted to Percocets, and robs banks. So, yeah, and he's going to have a shaved head for that movie. And when I first heard about that, I was like, oh, I wonder if he could pull that off. After seeing this movie, he can pull it off. I was very happy with it. And I'm going to watch
Whoa.
it again.
He just shaved his head?
In Cherry, yes.
Wow.
Yeah, in Cherry.
Oscar, here he comes, man.
Yeah, he's coming home. He plays a war vet, and yeah, he just gets hooked on bad drugs, and he has to rob some banks to support his habit. So I don't know. I wouldn't say his character in The Devil All the Time is going to be like that, because the character that he plays, he's trying to do the right thing, but he does have violent tendencies, and it's really, really well done. And I can't wait for more people to see it, to see his range. I mean, he's definitely the star of the movie. You just have to see it. And outside of that, we were requested by the director of a documentary to watch this documentary and to review it. Now, I may wait to review it if Pat can watch it. It's only an hour long. Do you think there's a chance you'd be able to see it by next week?
I'm going to try, but here's the depressing thing about being on the show is every week you think about, all right, what did I watch? And then you realize you didn't watch anything.
Yeah, sometimes that happens.
So I'm going to try my best. And yeah, I mean, that's what I can give you.
Okay.
I can try my best.
If not, I'm just going to tell the people what it's about. So The Pretender follows this guy from Scranton. If you ever seen The Office, that's Scranton. And his name is Mike Kunda, and he is a Rocky fanatic.
Yeah, I know. I know. He was in our studio before.
Was he really?
Yeah.
So you met this guy?
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't remember it, but yeah. How many? It's one of those. How often do you meet a guy named Rocky? Well, a guy who's a Rocky, impersonator, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, now he's a full-fledged Rocky impersonator. He goes to events, he does whatever. But yeah, he's very good at it. But it's just crazy, man, because he saw Rocky for the first time at age 11, and it slowly started taking over his life. When he was 18, he got a perm, and he's had his hair like Rocky since then. And he really looks like him when he's all dressed up and when he talks like him. But I just find this so fascinating. So this guy was working in corporate America. He had a 9-to-5 job, benefits, all that. He was making good money, and he just wasn't happy. And his wife was totally behind it to be like, all right, just quit and be Rocky. And now that's this guy's life. Like, he goes to events dressed as him, whatever. Now, I will say, the one event they showed in the doc was a bad choice because it was at like this random restaurant that people were eating their meals and he's just walking around to the tables talking to them as Rocky. I was cringing a lot in that moment. But it's
And by
pretty
the way, I just want to quickly
yeah,
interrupt. In that situation, because I had to work promotions for a while, and you have to go to different bars and events and stuff, I guarantee he was cringing as well. You
yeah, he looked
immediately,
like it.
you know
Yeah.
when you show up if it's your audience or not. And
Yeah.
then it's like, hey, this bar paid for you to be out here, even though nobody wants you here that's actually in the bar. Get out
Yeah.
there and bother them. So then you have to go like to each person at a bar stool and be like, hey, we're giving away this prize. You want to sign up?
Yeah,
No.
exactly what he was saying, dude.
Okay,
was
I'll go fuck myself.
He's like, there's gonna be a trivia later. We're gonna give away prizes, and people are just stuffing their face. And then he started being like, "Oh, what are you eating? That looks good. I'm hungry." Like that was a really cringy part of the doc. But overall, it's 53 minutes. It's on Amazon Prime. Overall, I think it's worth a watch because people that are obsessed with movies, that are obsessed with pop culture, sometimes this does happen. Not to this extent where it's your job, but sometimes it happens where you let it seep into your life. And Marvel fans, they wear Marvel t-shirts everywhere. Same with DC, whatever. They go to Comic-Con, they're dressed up as their favorite characters. Like this fanatic thing is a very real life thing. But I was impressed that Rocky did this. Like I would have never thought there would be someone walking around like Rocky. Dude, he dresses up like Rocky. He's got the bouncy ball. He bounces it all the time. Like, it's just strange. And his wife is so supportive of him. She's like, hey, it's what makes him happy. He wasn't happy working in corporate America, so he left. And I'm just like, wow, okay, cool. Good for you.
Well,
So
it's just an iconic role that everybody knows it.
yeah, true. The point of this was for Mike to get the attention of Sylvester Stallone. I won't tell you if it happened, but they do address stuff later in the doc to show what had happened and to show his plan to meet Sly.
You know what this
It's
reminds me a lot of?
title.
Have you ever heard of the documentary My Date with Drew?
Nah.
So I actually own this documentary. It was one of those when Blockbuster would do 4 movies, 4 for $20. I ended up buying it because I love it so much. So basically, the premise of My Date with Drew, and I'm sure you can find it somewhere on the internet, at this point. But this guy had won some podunk game show that just started out, so the prizes weren't that good. So I think he won like $1,000 or something on the Game Show Network show. And he took the money, and he always had a crush on Drew Barrymore. So he took the money. He went to Circuit City. That's how old this documentary is. It's probably from like the mid 2000s. He went to Circuit City, and they had a 30-day return policy, and he bought a video camera, and he tried to get a date with Drew Barrymore for 30 days.
Wow.
And he filmed it, and after the 30 days, he would return the video recorder or whatever. But it was weird to watch because at times he got really close. I'm not going to tell you what happens at the end of it, but at times he got really close, and you're kind of on the edge of your seat with it. You're kind of, because you want him so badly to get this date. He's not trying to be a weird creeper dude. He literally just wants to get, to meet Drew Barrymore, the girl that he had a crush on since E.T. or whatever. So it reminds me a lot of that, of meeting your quote your
I mean,
idol.
kind of the same thing. Like this guy, super nice guy. Like he keeps repeating, he just wants, he wants everybody to be happy, everybody to get along. Like he's such a nice guy, and he really doesn't come off like a creep, but in certain situations, I could see people being a little weirded out, but such a nice dude. And he came across like I was rooting for him. I was like, come on, Sly, come on, man, just answer this guy. So yeah, I would suggest that for the Rocky fans. If you don't like Rocky, you might not like it. They reference the movie throughout the whole film. They go to shots from the movie where it was filmed, and they show you all this kind of stuff. So very interesting. I'm not one to actually watch documentaries. I don't know why. I just don't.
I love docs.
And I had a nice time watching this one. It was very quick watch. Like I said, 53 minutes. So, yeah.
Rocky is my favorite movie, so I will check it out.
Yeah.
Plus, I mean,
you definitely should.
I mean, me and Mike are like best friends since we met one time.
Yeah.
When he came to work.
You should tweet at him once you see it.
I don't remember why he showed up either. I'm trying to think. And it wasn't for Creed. It wasn't for this. It wasn't for. Oh God, it doesn't matter. Yeah, but I mean, that's my favorite movie of Rocky 4 technically is my favorite movie. So
That's awesome.
yeah, I'll definitely check it out.
All right, cool.
What's the one person that you would, if you could meet anybody, who's the one guy or
Oh,
girl?
man. That's in my top 5.
Okay. Well, I'm not gonna. No, then don't answer it. Shut up.
That's a tease. That's
Shut
a
up.
tease.
That is a tease. In the radio industry, we call that a tease. Coming up.
Good job. Okay, and then lastly, do you know about the show Ratchet
Yes, with
on
Sarah Paulson.
Netflix?
Yeah, I've heard. I've
And-
heard mixed things about it.
So have I. And do you know anything about it?
That it's about Nurse Ratchet.
Yes. So I walk in. Well, first of all, let me go back a little bit. Me and Sash been looking for a show to watch together. Okay. And this was one of the options to watch together. But I walked in one day and she's already in episode 4. Okay. She pauses the show and she's like, well, you're always watching stuff by myself. So this will be my thing. I'm like, okay, that's fine. But then I ask her, I say, have you ever seen One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest? And she was like, they made us watch it in grade school, but I forget everything. I'm like, then why are you watching? Like, there could be little Easter eggs. So we paused it. We watched One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, and now I may watch Ratchet. I'm not sure if I will, but I just wanted to say, man, that movie, it swept the awards, and it still holds up. There's some really, really good acting in that movie. Doc Brown, he looks unrecognizable in that movie. He really does. When's the last time you saw it?
I've never seen it.
Oh, you never have? Yeah, I think you definitely have to before seeing Ratchet.
Don't bully
Because
me. Whoa! Don't bully me. Okay.
I was talking to the people.
I don't need to
The general
give
people.
any your peer pressure of, oh, I have to see it. Who are you? All of a sudden, we're not in the same room, and you're to sit here and bully me into watching a movie.
That's right.
Get off your high horse, Stan.
If we were in the same room, I'd have a bite of your Qdoba right now.
You know what? I just actually tossed it.
Oh no!
I was like,
See, I
done.
could have ate that.
Well, the problem is I got a drink at Wawa. I got my 32 ounce, orange courage.
Special drink.
Yeah, and I'm pretty much done with it. So it was like, all right, like I can't really continue to eat because I don't have a drink.
Can't watch it down. Yeah.
Yeah, so and I was kind of done with it, but I got chips and stuff and whatever.
All right, I'm just gonna say it now. It was Greg's birthday, my brother, this weekend.
Oh, happy
And
birthday, Greg!
Happy birthday, Greg! But I forgot about that, and that took away my plans to see Tenet. So I'm gonna say I'll see it next weekend. There's no more birthdays. My brother and my mom are exactly 1 week apart. No more birthdays. So hopefully I'll get to watch Tenet and give you my reaction finally. But as far as that and getting ready to watch some TV shows that I haven't started yet, that is it. What do you got?
It was my future ex-wife's birthday this week, so
Happy birthday.
that's one of the reasons why I didn't watch a lot of stuff, or I'll use that as an excuse, I guess. But what a truly terrible day that was. It was such a bad day. It was Sunday, and first of all,
Yeah.
grow up because you have your birthday on a Sunday in the NFL season. Like, move it.
Right.
Whatever. We did move it. We moved it to Saturday. Saturday just sucked because I came in to finish a recap of The Boys, which the last 2 Fridays, I'm like, I'm going to get it up Friday. And then Friday night happens. I'm like, I'm not going to get it up Friday. So I came in to finish the recap of episode 5 of The Boys. And it was one of those days where nothing went my way. From Jump Street, nothing went my way.
I hate that.
Yeah, and it sucked. I had a game Friday night. I had a hockey game Friday night. I played really well. Was feeling it, and then Saturday, for whatever reason, it just nothing broke my way. So, an example would be I woke up later than I wanted to, which means I get to the office later than I wanted to, and I left the house, and I'm like, all right, well, I really want breakfast because at this point it's like 1:00, but I haven't had breakfast, so I really wanted breakfast. And the place that I wanted to go to was closed. And I was like, okay, well, I'll just go to McDonald's. I'll get McDonald's breakfast. Like, it's not the best, but whatever. So I go to McDonald's, and they're not selling all-day breakfast at this McDonald's. McDonald's on City Line Avenue, if you're in the Philadelphia area, is atrocious. So there's one, right? And I get to work, and all of the computers are down except one computer, which is in our main producing studio. So to get the screenshots that I need, I did hover over this guy. But not only that, the computer was slow. So normally it'll take me like 35 minutes to grab all the screenshots, maybe 40. It took me like an hour to grab all these screenshots that I needed. The recording process took forever. So all of that sucked. And then I got home. I was having issues with my email, so it kept if you ever need to put your password in for your email again on your iPhone, it just keeps popping up over and over again. It'll just pop up. Like, hey, you need to verify or put your details in. Well, I was putting it in, but I was getting this weird message of like Hotmail underscore blah 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 underscore. So I'm Googling that to make sure I'm not giving away all my identity. And that was a half-hour process. So it took way longer to actually put the video together. That took probably an hour. And then we dropped off Jack at my mom's place. And she, for whatever reason, wanted to go to Cheesecake Factory, which I thought she'd want to go to like some, I don't want to say a nice place, but less commercialized, I guess I would say. But she wanted to go to Cheesecake Factory. All right, whatever. And stupid me, I thought, I mean, what's the wait going to be at Cheesecake Factory? I mean, we're in a global pandemic. It's pretty much all inside. I know that every time you walk by a Cheesecake Factory, it's packed to the gills. But I'm like, all right, well, we're in a global pandemic here. So I called up Cheesecake Factory. We left my mom's place. And she was also miserable because she hadn't eaten all day, which is on her, by the way. I mean, you're an adult. But I called up and I'm like, hey, what's the wait? Expecting half hour, 45 minutes maybe. 2.5 hours.
What?
2.5 hour wait for Cheesecake Factory.
Wow.
So at that point, it's like, all right, pull over into a parking lot. We'll order on the app. We'll order to go. So we ordered to go, and my Cheesecake Factory order, I don't really like their food, like their actual food. I don't really like it, but their dessert obviously is great. So one of my favorite things, like when I actually go there, I get the apple crisp as my meal, and then I'll get something that's actually considered dinner as kind of a, hey, all right, like I'll be an adult. I'll grab something, but I'm going to pick at it because I can take it to go. And then after that, I get cheesecake. So it's like apple crisp is the appetizer that you eat all of. And then your dinner portion of it, whatever you get, is that thing that you really don't pick at because you're focused on dessert. But the only difference is my appetizer is dessert, and my dessert is my dessert.
Yeah.
I'm the Dr. Anthony Fauci of junk food. So I ordered an apple crisp and then cheesecakes and all that. Total was $85. It's insane. So she needed to get gas when we were driving back from my mom's, and I was like, all right, we'll pull over in Conchi because Conchi has gas stations. We're trying to get back to King of Prussia, and I told her to go left when she was supposed to go right. Like, that's on me. Because we were under the sign that said towards Westchester or whatever, like towards King of Prussia. We were under that sign. And she followed my direction. She went left. We get back on 76 East. And for those, once again, that are not in the area, once you get on this road, you're on it for 12 miles. And we're going in the exact opposite direction.
Oh.
So we literally had to get off at the very next exit, which is 12 miles down the road.
And you're such a bad mood the whole time.
Because I'm so mad at myself.
Yep.
And now at this point, we go from showing up when the food's going to be ready to showing up 15 minutes later. And we had to get off, turn around, and now we're passing all those nice rocks on the side of the highway that we passed by before. So we get there, and it was a whole process to even get in because there is a packed like group of people outside all waiting for the 2.5 hour wait. And I have to get to the front, and I'm like, hey, I'm here for pickup. And then actually, that's when they let me in the building. And then to get the pickup, that was a whole process to like actually get the food. So we get the food, and once again, one of the things I got was an apple crisp, which is phenomenal, so delicious. But apple crisp has ice cream. Ice cream melts, Dan. All right, that's just science. It's science. So I'm thinking, all right, we'll just go to the rooftop of the parking lot of a very romantic dinner where we stare at the Saks Fifth Avenue store, or maybe Macy's store. You know, I let her pick her store that we're going to stare at. Definition of window shopping. And they didn't give us any silverware. And that's when like the straw that just broke for me. I everything compiled into a breaking point. And what really annoyed me was I asked her, did they give us straws? And she's like taking her sweet time, kind of looking, and then she's like, oh, I don't see them. And I'm sitting there holding ice cream, and she picked up her phone, and I could tell she had already texted a book to somebody, and she was continuing the book. She was in on chapter 3 at this point, and I lost my shit, and I was like, could you please look for the silverware? I'm literally holding ice cream. Because if we don't have silverware, we have to drive back home because it's going to melt. That's once again, folks, that's science.
That's what happens.
So they didn't give us silverware, and we had to drive home. And now she's pissed off because I was pissed off. And
Oh,
my thing
no.
was like, I just, and I tried to explain to her the next day. Nothing went right for me today. Nothing went right. Everything I tried to do, there was a problem. And then it
Yep.
was compounded by they don't even give us silverware. And how do you go to a McDonald's? Like, we probably could have went to a McDonald's or something, be like, can we have a fork and knife? But that's really weird.
Yeah.
So that sucked. That was Saturday night. Sunday, luckily the Eagles picked me up. Oh wait, no, they didn't, because they got their balls blown off again. They were nice. They made it a game, so they made me think for a little bit. Hey, maybe they'll win. But then you know what, Dan? They didn't win. They didn't win.
Nah.
And we started off the day strong with a Leeds win, big Leeds Leeds United win.
And then a Liverpool win.
That was Monday. Are you even a fan, bro?
No, that was Sunday, bro.
Oh, it was Sunday. That's right. Yeah. So you are a fan. I can confirm. I was testing you and you passed. So yeah, Sunday kind of sucked. And I'm trying to think if I watched anything. I don't think I did, other than like the things that I've been watching, which is Lovecraft Country and The Boys and Ted Lasso. I watched that.
Which is ending soon.
I
That
know,
sucks.
man. And this is the thing. It's everybody is complaining about the week to week drop thing with what Ted Lasso did and everybody's doing now. Drop 3 episodes and then go week to week. It ends quicker than you think.
I know.
You
It's a
blink
bummer,
and
man.
it's like, oh, it's crap. It's over. So
That better get a season 2.
I think it already got renewed.
All right, good.
I think it got
good.
renewed. Yeah. So, but one of the things that I started rewatching was the Take His Home Lead show on Amazon Prime, and I had been one of those things I googled if they were gonna have a season 2, and nobody was really sure. All of a sudden, Amazon Prime just dropped season 2. Like,
No way.
here's season 2. Here's the issue, though.
Now? Like it's out now?
It's out. Yeah, it's out.
Oh, cool.
Here's
I'm gonna
the-
do that this week.
Here's the issue. You'd
Okay.
love the show, especially season 1.
Yeah.
Season 1's incredible. The issue is season 2 is 2 episodes.
What?
Yeah, and I don't know if they're gonna do a third, because of the fact that it was 2 episodes, but they basically go with, hey, because this happened, they had to sell some players, and so these guys are out, but all is not lost. These guys are in, and everything's going well, and then all of a sudden the pandemic hits, and then episode 2 was post-pandemic, and spoiler alert, they get promoted. But it kind of sucked. It kind of sucked of the sense of just I was looking forward to 6 episodes and, the in-depth thing that you kind of got grown accustomed to with these type of shows. And while I did get that in a way, I didn't feel like I feel like I got gypped. But what was cool was, obviously, this is interesting times that we live in right now. And the way that Leeds got promoted was they were waiting for a team to lose. They were going to clinch anyway, but it was one of those, once this team loses, they get promoted officially. They
Right,
clinch
right.
number 1 spot. So they all got together in the training facility, and they were watching the game, obviously, and the game ends, and they got promoted. So they're all celebrating. And what was cool was, and I'm big into social distancing and wearing your mask and all that, and I was torn on what was going on, but one by one, fans started coming to the training ground to celebrate the fact that they were getting promoted for the first time in 17 years. And it was just, it reminded me of the Eagles Super Bowl. Unfortunately, we're in a global pandemic, but people were wearing masks and stuff, although some people weren't. But the craziest part is they had no idea that the players were inside. So everybody is outside celebrating, screaming and whatnot, and then all of a sudden they look up and the players are like, we got to do something. We got to go out there. So
Yeah.
they went out there and they were behind the gate that was locked off. But it was just, I got kind of chills watching it because it just takes you back to the Super Bowl parade, as I said, and those moments of sports when it becomes worth it, and then it's crazy of these fans show up at this place having no idea that the people that they're cheering for are inside, and then all of a sudden the thing opens up and there they are. So it was very cool.
That's great.
Yeah. But season 1 is so good, man, so good. And
I wonder if they'll follow them now that they're in the Premier League. What do you think?
I would hope so. I have to think that the show, just like Sunderland Till I Die, has helped the team.
Yeah.
I had never heard of Sunderland FC before the Netflix show. I had heard of Leeds before because of the movie Damn United, but I didn't know the backstory of them being relegated 17 years ago and not being able to come back. And
That's crazy, man.
I've got to think that it helped, but I don't know. I don't know if they're getting paid for it. I would think, but I have no idea. But I think it's a very interesting look. If you're into sports, anything, I think it's a very interesting look into probably maybe a sport that you necessarily don't really watch on an everyday basis, but the business of sports too, about how much money it costs. It was interesting to see the dynamic of the team dealing with the global pandemic. How do you deal with finances? How do you deal with furloughs and all that? Still running a team. So it's I don't want to say it's not good because I enjoyed watching the 2 episodes. It got to a point where I went, oh crap, this is it.
It's not enough. Yeah.
So that part sucked, but that was the one newish thing that I had watched. Other than that, I didn't get to anything. I started watching Capone, which is on Amazon Prime, and
God, I hated it.
You didn't like? Okay, so
yeah,
I'm not a Tom Hardy fan, which I think we have Tom Hardy. Do we have Tom Hardy news in the news?
No, but since you said that, did you know that he's the voice in the Tottenham Hotspur one?
I did, yeah.
I was going to say you finally understand what he's saying. You can hear him there.
I've always said he's fine when he plays an English actor, except in the movie Locke. He sounded like he was like an Indian guy, but when he plays Americans, it's brutal. You don't have the James Bond stuff?
Oh, that he was rumored?
I thought that it's confirmed.
I didn't trust that site.
Okay,
that said it. I'll
it's
look it up right now.
It's pre-news. He might be James Bond. God help me if that's the case. But yeah, Russell Crowe.
I like him.
Everybody likes him. I'm the only one who thinks he's a shitty actor. Everybody else likes him. I'm on an island with this one.
And you've seen The Drop. You've seen it.
I haven't seen The Drop. I've heard The Drop's great. I haven't seen
That'll
it.
change your mind.
I need to
That'll
watch
change
it.
Your mind.
Will it though? Because I've seen enough stuff that I think he sucks. Like, is one movie really going to change it?
I think so. I think it's that good.
Okay.
I could be wrong.
I mean, all right. So if it's that good, it cancels out Warrior, where he was brutal in it. Because I thought Warrior, he was so bad in that movie.
Yeah, and you loved MMA.
I do. So. I love that movie. I just think he was terrible. Oh, you and your fish stories, Pop. Huh? You and your little fish stories, go. I don't need you. And Brendan. Oh, my God. He was fucking horrible in it. Doesn't matter. Look, I realize I'm on an island with this. And I was on an island with Lord of the Rings when that came out. I was the only one who thought it sucked. And then all of a sudden this movie, Clerks 2, came out. And it spoke to me when they talked about it's 3 hours of walking. And I said, yes, it
I
is.
remember. Yeah.
What was it going with this? I started watching Capone, and that was done by Josh Trank, who burst on the scene with Chronicle. He was kind of the it boy, the it darling wonderkin of Hollywood for a little bit. And then he got this really expensive property called Fantastic Four. And not only did he drive it into the ground, but apparently he was a total dick on that movie. Have you ever heard of this movie, Fantastic Four, Daniel?
Yes.
You have? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think this is his first movie back. I think this is his first post-Fantastic Four movie back.
Yeah.
And it was in theaters for a bit, but it did go straight to, afterwards, it went to Amazon. And,
yeah,
dude,
I mentioned that to Sasha after we saw it. I was like, oh my gosh, Josh Trank did this. Like, he's the guy. And I told her the whole thing what happened. And I was not impressed. I personally think they just picked the wrong period of time to follow Al Capone. That's all. It was just uneventful to me. It was boring to me. But, by all means, finish it.
I got a half hour in, and I couldn't stop thinking of Take Us Home Leads. So I said, okay. if I can't stop thinking of Take Us Home Leads, I should probably just turn this off and watch Take Us Home Leads, because it was one of those, I was going to watch Capone and I saw Take Us Home Leads season 2 and I was like, oh, okay. But I didn't veer from the course of watching Capone, which I probably should have. I got a half hour in and I wasn't digging it. And it was exactly what you just said. I thought it was
Yeah.
a buzzkill that it followed the last year of his life. This guy who was, feared and ran this mafia ring, and he's literally shitting the bed.
Yeah.
And I don't know. And when there's an example. I didn't think Tom Hardy was good in it. The 30 minutes I saw of it, I thought he was fucking
No.
brutal.
Yeah, I don't think he had much to work with, but yeah, he wasn't that good in it. And honestly, he could have played him when it was Al Capone in his prime. He could have just done that. They didn't have to do all these prosthetics and do this stupid, boring story where a guy is losing his mind. So it was just all wrong from the start. And to me, this is not a good look on Josh Trank, because he made that great movie. What
Chronicle.
was that? Chronicle. Yeah, that was great.
So good.
And then he comes out with 2 absolute pieces of crap.
I mean,
I don't get it.
This is like having a movie on Napoleon and ignoring Waterloo and focusing on when he had syphilis and died.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
It doesn't
you're
make
burying
sense.
the lead. They're talking about the St. Valentine's Day Massacre in the movie, or on the
Show
radio. On the radio.
Yeah,
Exactly. Show it.
show it.
Show the damn
Like-
thing. I don't want to hear about his glory days. Nobody
Yeah,
wants to hear. Nobody wants a movie on, Babe Ruth's post-playing career.
Mm-hmm.
You want a movie on his playing
Yeah.
career.
Like Patton Oswalt made this joke, right? So when Star Wars prequels were first announced, it was announced that it will follow Darth Vader becoming Darth Vader. Okay, and then he sees the trailer for the first movie, and he's like, I don't want to see Darth Vader as a 6-year-old. Like, it's just like, what are you guys doing? Like, sometimes they
wanna see the
focus on the
slow-
wrong part.
Yeah, you want to see the slow build, and I think this is an example. And Josh wrote, directed, and produced all this and edited it. And the one thing I do like was the opening of it. And once again, I only got a half hour in, but the opening of it where they actually are going through the titles of, like directed by, starring, blah, blah, blah. I thought that was shot well and it was cool looking. But other than that, I had a, half hour in, I'm thinking, does it ever pick up? Or is this kind of like that that movie, The Assistant, that I talked about, where after about an hour and 45 minutes and the movie ends and we roll credits, you're sitting there going, nothing happened in that.
Yeah,
Nothing happened. So,
that's how I felt with this. Yeah.
yeah, but other than that, I haven't watched much.
No, that's fine. I get it. We all have those weeks, and it's kind of a lull because I want to do a boys season recap, and I'm sure that'll be easy for you because you're doing week by week reviews, and I also want to do that kind of for Ted Lasso because we've been praising it, but I'm thinking about some kind of spoiler review of it if that would work. Maybe we'll tinker around, but with all these studios terrified to release new movies, not many new things coming out. So one of the things in the news, if you'd like to hit that button.
Oh, wait. Let me hit it. Give me a second.
Yeah.
God.
Real quick on the Tom Hardy front. So a site that I don't trust, express.uk.co or whatever it is, they do a lot of clickbait, okay? And the headline says Daniel Craig replaced by Tom Hardy for future James Bond films. Okay, but when you look more into it, it's not specifically done yet. Even Tom Hardy himself has gone out to say, if I say something, it won't happen. So I don't know where we're at, but it's looking like it's 99.9% that it will be Tom Hardy, even though there was a huge fan cast of Idris Elba that people wanted him to be the new James Bond.
Yeah, I really wanted him to be James Bond.
Yeah, I would love that. I think he'd be great because the way he carries himself is when he's always straightening his tie. Like I just feel like he could pull that off so easily. And there are websites that take bets on this, so you can bet on who you think is going to be the new James Bond. 2 of these sites are suspended, so the bet's locked. You can't take it right now because they think that with all this talk, it's definitely Tom Hardy. Now, one of the sites, it's still up. You can still bet, but Tom Hardy is a clear favorite. He's like minus 250. So it's looking like that's going to be the case. Maybe something will happen, and they will go with Idris Elba, because if you don't go with him now, you can never go with him. Same for Tom Hardy, actually, because they're usually in this James Bond universe for about 10 years. So by the time this next series is over, the other one's going to be too old, whoever they don't go with. So I kind of hoping with you that they end up going with Idris Elba. I think that'd be great. But if they go Tom Hardy, I do like Tom Hardy. I like him in a lot of movies. But I wouldn't be heartbroken if it wasn't him. And also, I'm not the biggest James Bond fan. As I said before, I prefer Mission Impossible to James Bond. Maybe that's because I'm American. Where do you fall? Did I ask you that already?
Yeah, I like Daniel Craig's James Bond's got me into James Bond. I didn't like James Bond before that, but Daniel Craig's James Bond were the first ones where I actually went out and watched one of the James Bond movies in the theater, which I had never had any interest in doing before.
I mean, spy shit's cool. It's cool. So if it's
I agree,
well
though.
done,
I think
and
Mission,
they have a nice,
I think Mission
story.
Impossible is better.
Yes,
But I still like Daniel Craig's James Bonds.
I'm so curious, Pat. And you know, Tom Cruise is nuts. He just drove a motorcycle off of a mountain and then released a parachute like a week ago. The dude's in his 50s, so he's nuts, and he loves doing his own stunts. And he still is in very great shape because he gave his life over to the god Scientology, whatever you want to call it, and they're feeding him souls or whatever they do. But he still looks great, and he still is running and kicking ass, and it's believable. Like, he doesn't look too old to be doing it. Is Ethan Hunt going to be picked up by someone else?
You're breaking up.
By someone else.
You're breaking up.
Oh, hold on.
Hate to do it to you.
You hear me now?
Yeah.
What part did I break out? You got to cut that?
No, I'll just leave it in. It's fine. People can deal with it.
Oh, no. I'm sorry, people. I'm sorry if it was that bad. But what I was saying is basically, I wonder if Ethan Hunt will be played by another actor when Tom Cruise is done. And I guess that would happen because they make money. But it just kind of reminds me of the same thing where, you know, Ethan Hunt is the James Bond of America. But that's all I have there. I don't see it as official yet, but it looks more than likely that will happen. Next up, we have a new WandaVision trailer. Have you seen this?
You know I don't watch trailers, man. Come on.
Really made me mad. I'll tell you why. They say it's coming out in 2020. Okay? It's September. It's almost October. So we have 2 months left that we could possibly get this. 3 months left. I'm sorry. October, November, December. They released a trailer, and it's a cool trailer. And at the end of it, it says coming soon. When? When's it coming?
Oh, they didn't release a release date?
No, it just says soon. Like, come on. Like, do you think they'll pull a type of thing where they're just going to drop it and they're not going to give us a date?
I'd love it if they did that.
I mean, I have a feeling we're going to get it by November, but it would be so cool if they could just drop it in October, man. Because I go on Disney Plus all the time just to look around, and I watch the same stuff. There's nothing else that warrants me paying this money right now. I need my Marvel shows, man. I need them. There's so many Marvel shows coming out on this platform, which is why I signed up, and we still don't have any. The service has been around for long enough. You should have one. Now, I know coronavirus pushed back some filming and all that shit, but it's coming out in 2020. Just give us a date, or you better have it out by like mid-October. Because I can't wait to see what's going to happen. And they completely tie into the movies. It's something just bigger and bolder you've never seen before. You got 23 movies, and they're going to have all these TV shows that all connect. So very excited for that. Will you be watching that once it comes out?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Now I have some sad news. Quibi, again, is now considering a sale. Pat and I predicted this probably a month ago. Just after 6 months, they're considering a sale, and what they want to do is sell it to a different streaming service. We called it, but
Yeah, we did.
I will say this: I downloaded it, okay, 3 days ago to get. I was like, you know what? I'll see what's up. I gave it the free trial. Now I may be stupid because I know all the ads are saying it's great for watching on your phone. Pat, that's the only way to watch it. It's not on any apps. I haven't watched anything yet. Dude, obviously this is gonna fail. Get a deal with Roku. Get a deal with Amazon Fire Stick. Get a deal with anyone, Xbox, PS4, anybody, so that we can watch TV shows on the TV. I'm not gonna watch an entire series on my phone. Like I know they're short episodes. I don't do that. I don't do that. Did you know this?
I did, and I thought it was very naive of them. Because
Yes, completely.
I think your cell phone has made it obviously easier to watch things, but it is not the preferred anything. The cell phone is great for YouTube videos, Facebook videos, Twitter videos, blah blah blah. When it comes to actually watching programmed stuff, that is my last resort because it's the smallest screen.
Mm-hmm.
So, example, if I'm going to bed and the Phillies are still playing and it's 10:30, okay, I'll go to bed and I'll put the Phillies game on my phone and I'll put it on mute. I'll watch it like that.
Yeah.
But am I ever sitting like it's a last ditch resort?
Mm-hmm.
It's foolish. It's one of those, and you know somebody's getting paid a lot of money
Yep.
to make these stupid decisions.
I know. It was probably an attempt to cut costs to go right to the consumer because if they're on Roku, if they're on the Fire Stick, they got to pay Roku and Fire Stick. But, dude, you're not going to get enough people that only like watching on their phone. Unless the generation coming up now, that's what they like to do. I don't know a single person who only watches something on their phone. Like you said, you know, YouTube's great if you're on the bathroom, if you're outside, if you're trying to kill some time. I'll watch a YouTube video, sure. I'm not going to watch an entire series. Now, this guy on Reddit, he said it perfectly. His name is Murioid. I am fine watching stuff on my phone, and I don't mind short-form content. But why do I want to pay an additional subscription fee for content that I can only watch on my phone and only in short-form content? I don't like either of those things enough to be able to do the combination of the two exclusively. If Netflix came out with a show consisting of a bunch of 10-minute episodes, sure, I'd watch that. I probably even watch it on my phone sometimes. But streaming services are already starting to crowd the marketplace, and if I'm choosing what to pick, I'm not putting money on Hollywood YouTube. That's the perfect way to put it. Hollywood YouTube. That's what they were going for because they have legit actors and they have legit stories, but only on the phone was the worst move. So expect Quibi to get sold to someone soon. I suggested Amazon. Dave Hendricks, who also sent me this news story, he said there's not enough money in it for Amazon to acquire them.
I disagree with that. I mean, how expensive could they be?
Yeah.
Whoever is buying Quibi has them by the balls.
Yeah.
It has been what, 6 months? You said
6.
6 months, and they're looking to cut bait. 6. I mean, come on. They have stuff that they're done, and also if you're Netflix or Amazon, I mean, I'm looking at more Netflix, right? Look at what Netflix has done for Cobra Kai, a show that came out 3 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, they put the stuff on Quibi, and the Quibi stuff on Netflix, and all of a sudden, it is an audience that they were not expecting. So maybe it's, I mean, I don't know how you would do it, but yeah, I mean, I think there is value in it for sure.
It'd be so easy. Like, it'd be like, all right, your creators can still have control over their shows and everything, and we'll give you a tab on Netflix while you're scrolling. You know, when you see like recently watch, what to watch, there can just be a Quibi tab, and that'll be all Quibi all Quibi shows, and just shows because that's what they do.
I'm all Quibi'd up.
That's the easiest way to do it. So hopefully that happens. I'd rather see that than it just to go under, because I've seen some ads recently where these shows look actually really cool, but I don't want to watch it on my phone. I really don't want to. And, maybe I'll have to before this 2-week trial is up. and they do a 2-week trial, and then they send you a message saying, would you like to keep going? They don't automatically charge you. So obviously I'm not going to, just because of this format. I should have known this, I guess, but it really annoyed me. I'm like, I can't watch this anywhere else but my phone. No, I'm out. So yeah, hopefully it's on a streaming service within the next, I don't know, I give it 3 months, and that they don't just pull the plug and it's gone forever. But what do you think? Where do you think it'll end up? If you had to guess.
Amazon.
Yeah, just
I
because they
think
got the bread.
I think Amazon. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't care. I'm down either way. Obviously, if they go to Netflix, that'll be the best for eyes because, like you said, Cobra Kai, it's like still in the top 10 of most watched things on Netflix right now. And this show's been out for years. Like, people could have been watching the show, but because it was difficult to watch it, no one watched it. Same with Quibi. So if these Quibi shows went to Netflix, I think they'd be a hit. But I think they could do good anywhere as long as people can use the remote and watch it on TV, because no one wants to watch it on their phone, at least TV series. And yeah, Hollywood YouTube, that's what it is. So, we gave you guys the Quibi intro months and months ago before they even came out. We were all hyped for Quibi and it just kind of fell flat. So hopefully they end up somewhere and they get to live on in a new form. Last piece of news before we get to our top fives, which we haven't done in a while.
Real quick, can we push top fives?
You want to?
I just say that because we're already up against like an hour.
Oh, shit. Are we?
Yeah, surprisingly. We had nothing to talk about, and next thing you know... 50,
oh, actually, you know what? I have a
minutes.
fan email instead.
So we can do top five next week.
Okay. If you guys want us to switch our top fives, email in, and we can save the shit that we have. But we were going to just do, like, things to look forward to and things we want to do before we die. So that was just going to be like a funny conversation anyway. So if you guys want us to do something specific about, whatever, Marvel, TV, the Batman, I don't care, anything. If they're DC, address it to me. If they're not, address it to Pat. Yeah, okay, a couple more things here, guys. And sorry about the hype for top five and then not doing it, but yeah, we'll do it eventually. Okay, last thing in the news, and then we got one email. Henry Cavill, he officially signs his new Superman deal. This has been talked about for a while, but at first it was reported here and elsewhere that there would be no more Superman movies and that they would use Superman like the MCU uses the Hulk. This did not go over well with Henry Cavill. He didn't want to be a background character. So what he did was he went to Warner Brothers. He came in with an idea and he pitched them a 3-movie arc for Superman. And guess what, Pat? They agreed. They're going to do Henry Cavill's story arc for Superman. And you're going to get 3 individual Superman movies. So there will be 4 total if you can't count Man of Steel. And 6 films total that you will see Henry Cavill as Superman. So that drama's done. Ben Affleck's back at least for 1 movie. I kind of think he'll just be back for Flashpoint. And then using Flashpoint, they'll get a new Batman. But maybe not. Maybe he'll be back for good. But yeah, Henry Cavill's back. And guess what? I don't think you can get a much better Superman right now. It's a very hard character to do. He's too overpowered. There's never really a threat that he's going to die. And I think Henry Cavill plays him as well as you can play him. All right. Good news for you DC fans. You guys are coming back. All right, email. Pat is caught up on The Boys, as am I. This email is from Mike from Alabama again. Thanks for writing back, buddy. And he wants to talk about The Boys, okay? So, if you guys are not caught up on The Boys to episode 5, I'll see you guys next week. If you are, here you go. Hey, guys. Sorry. Hey, guys. So far, what do you think about The Boys Season 2? It's pretty close to the source material, but, like, how... they were all in movies, and hold on, he made a couple spelling errors. And okay, since they were all in movies and they're like filming a movie now, and they're getting like the more Hollywood part to it, what do you think about that? And what do you think about Homelander and Stormfront's hookup? Now, do you think they will become a secret couple? They could dominate the world together, or it could end up imploding and biting them in the ass. Love the podcast. Keep up the great work. Thanks so much, Mike, for writing in again. Sorry I butchered there, but you did make some spelling errors, bud. I'm just kidding. It's fine. So, Pat, two-part question. Three-part, actually. What do you think about this season so far?
I like it. I can't speak on the source material part because I didn't read the source material, but I like what they've done. For the most part, there have been some stuff where I'm like, it's just weird, but I think we all know what we're talking about. Milk.
Now, Greg, he says, "Oh, milk, yeah, that was funny." Greg, my brother, who just had a birthday, he's not liking it as much because he can't binge it. Does that matter to you?
Not at. I actually like the fact I can't binge it.
I kind of do too.
Gives me something to look forward to.
Yeah, and we were just talking about Ted Lasso. It only has 2 episodes left, and that's sad. And if you could binge it, I would have done that so long ago that it'd be forgotten already. And now I can't wait to see what happens. I can't wait to see how it ends. But yeah, I actually am kind of liking this too. Now, they touched on the Hollywood part last season. The first scene you see in the show, the 2 kids are talking about the invisible guy, whatever his name was, the Translucent. They were talking about his new movie coming out, and the other kid was like, "No, I want to see The Deep." And it's kind of funny if you think about it. Like, imagine if we lived in the MCU universe, and they made movies about what they did. Like, it's possible that they could have just cast those guys to make those movies, and that's what happens in this universe. The Supes are real superheroes, and they have these huge movies, and their next movie coming out is called The Dawn of the Seven. Obviously, Justice League. You know, it's kind of making fun of Justice League all along. There's a lot of similarities between Homelander and Superman, and you can make plenty more, like Wonder Woman and what's her name, Maeve or Gave? Maeve,
Queen Maeve.
Yeah, there's plenty. And Freight Train and Flash, they're Aquaman and they're escaping me this today. What's Aquaman's name in the show?
Oh, The Deep.
The Deep. Yeah, The Deep. So, what do you think about the Hollywood aspect and that they, how they sat them down and they were talking about the movie and everything? Do you think that's interesting? You think it's a throwaway type of thing, or it just doesn't matter?
I like it. I think it just gives another wrinkle to all of them. They're all kind of in different spots. And the only thing I don't like about it, it's very, very minor, is they're filming a movie, and I mean, I guess people don't care because they're shitty actors now, but
yeah,
out in the world. But I can't help but think, are they just really bad actors? I mean, they just want to be superheroes, and now they're in movies and stuff.
Yeah.
And this is a very minor. I'm looking for something to complain about, but I do like where they've gone with it. For the most part.
It would be kind of cool if they did a fan service thing and dropped like a 20-minute something that we could watch like on Amazon of the Dawn of the Seven. So seeing those characters act, you know what I'm saying? It would be kind of interesting to see that. It kind of would be like how The Office came out with that movie Midnight, whatever it's called.
Threat Level Midnight.
Threat Level Midnight. My brain's not working. I can't think of anything. But yeah, how they came out with that like 8 years after The Office finished. But I don't know. I don't know, Mike. I don't really care about it. I actually think it's cool because, like I said, I'm thinking in my head like, oh shit, if we lived in the MCU universe, obviously there'd be movies about this shit. But I think in my head they would just hire actors. But having the actual superheroes play it, you don't need CGI. So I think it's pretty cool. I don't mind it at all. And from your message, it kind of seemed like you were a little annoyed about it. But yeah, I don't mind it. And lastly, Homelander and Stormfront. They had a huge bang sesh. I think this is Stormfront's way to manipulate Homelander. I don't think she's actually into him. And we got a little bit information that she's not who she seems at all. She's been around for a while, so maybe she doesn't age. Maybe she's like Wolverine, where she ages, but it takes longer. I don't know where I stand in this. Where do you stand?
I 1000% agree. I don't think it has anything to do with the fact that she is attracted to Homelander. I think she wants to manipulate him every way she can. And it's interesting how you've seen the switch between Homelander and Starlight, where Starlight at first she was obsessed with Stormfront, and then she kind of learned Stormfront's true identity, and she tried to fake it, but it didn't really work. And then Homelander, who hated Stormfront, has come around on her, and now they're banging each other's brains out. And I think I think he's turned on by the fact that there's somebody out there that is, in his opinion, as powerful as him.
Right.
I don't think he's resigned to the fact that she's more powerful than him, which I think she is. But I think
she is too.
I think she's more powerful than him. But I don't think that he has recognized that yet.
Yeah,
and I think it's everything you said. I think that they're going to try to, build this up as the power couple.
Yeah. Now he lasered the shit out of her chest, and she's fine. I guess it heals. I guess she does have a heal factor to her, but she's a very good character, man. She's really stirring things up.
When was the moment you knew she was powerful?
When she snapped the guy's neck. Yeah, because that guy.
You're talking Kimiko's brother?
Yes.
So
Yes.
for me, it was right before that. It was when she was beating the shit out of Kimiko.
Oh yeah.
Because Kimiko's a soup, and she was making her
Yeah.
look like me or you. And I went,
Yeah,
oh no! And Kimiko is a savage.
Yeah, like her whole thing is being good at fighting. That's her suit.
And
That's her
I
power.
went, oh, she's on another level. This one.
Yeah, I don't know what's gonna happen, man. I'm very excited to see it. And actually, the more I think about it, the more I love the week by week, because I want this story to unfold in front of my face and see where this goes. And you're right. This guy's right. There is a new dynamic now, but I don't know how it's gonna play out, man. I really don't.
I like week by week though, also because we're able to digest what we saw.
Yes.
I'm able to sit here, take it all in. We talk about it, and then boom. But her power, though, being as strong as it is, makes sense about why she is as arrogant as she is.
Oh yeah, she's not scared of anybody, dude. Nobody.
And for good reason. I mean, God bless Starlight for trying to do her little eye trick, but you saw it. She kind of laughed and was like, "That's adorable. I'm gonna use you."
I would like to see her Stormfront and her fight. I would love to see that. Like a full-on, all-out. Starlight's using her max ability. Stormfront's using hers. All-out fight.
Yeah, I don't think that ends well for Starlight.
You think she would kill her?
Oh, quickly.
Yeah, she would need some help then from the boys. Yeah, and to tell you what, Pat, I don't think we've seen the max of Stormfront's abilities either. I think she could probably go more.
Oh, I agree.
You know?
I agree. It's just other than the terrorist, she doesn't have to do much.
Yeah,
we've barely seen her.
Yeah, and that terrorist, Kimiko's brother, he actually hurt Homelander enough to give her enough time to go kill him and beat up Kimiko, by herself. So, yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait to see what happens. Next episode is going to be a key episode. And I saw in the preview, I won't say anything that matters, but I saw that Stormfront and Homelander do have a one-on-one talk. I don't know what they talked about, but I know that they're going to talk about something. So it could be to further manipulate, or it could be something else. We'll see, and I can't wait. All right, that's about it.
Oh, thank you.